Good morning, welcome back. My name's Kirsten. I work from home selling vintage, antiques, collectibles, secondhand, anything that I find that I think people will enjoy. And today is Saturday. We've been to the car boot this morning, bought some stuff, and now it's a day off, I think, although I may get dragged into my office later. Darren is mowing the grass, as you can hear, and I'm going to go and check on my cuttings and my seedlings before I do anything else. Saturday morning, got a little bit of a haul. That stuff at the back is the stuff that I got from the auction the other day, so that isn't what I picked up today. Today I got some china. It's pretty, isn't it? Not pretty with the yellow flowers. Portland pottery. Never heard of Portland pottery, but that is really nice. I got a nice Jane Austen book. Couple of like antelope. I got a whole box of this Meakin china. No, it's not china, is it? You know what I mean. Ceramics. Pinocchio, he's cool, isn't he? And then I picked up some pictures as well. These ones were made for Avon. There's 3 there. And then these fairy ones I thought were kind of cool. They need a blooming good clean. And then some tea towels. Mind you, that's round like a tablecloth. Anyway, I'll show you those in detail when I get them all out. But yeah, not too bad. Here's Darren's collection of pictures that he's picked up today. Benji, you're in the way. Benji, move. Benji. Shuffle. Are you just going to stay there? Okay. So he's got a couple of like copper etched pictures. 2 small, what's his name again? Ward.
Peter Scott.
Peter Scott. That looks like a watercolour. A couple of pastel pictures. And a big, looks like acrylic. And a very cute Benji. Where's Dad? Is he mowing? Is that why you can't be with him? He's so clingy, you two. Oh, it's a hard life, isn't it? Looking a bit dead, but sometimes they come back to life, you know, even when they lose all their leaves like this. Sometimes they still work as cuttings, so don't pull them out too early. You might just regret it. Right, let's have a look over here. Got 1 Aquilegia. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lupins, although that looks like one was trying to come through and it's rotten off. Looks like there's another one coming through there. 1 gazania. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 echinacea there and 1 there. Now I want to be careful not to overwater these. Benji's not keen on the mower, are you? He's not that brave, are you? So I've had to keep him company while Darren mows the grass. Jenny doesn't mind, she follows him around, you see. Ed's sat down here. So we're all watching Darren while he works. So I'm starting to think about what I want to grow from seed next year, and I've got a whole load of seeds already, but this has been really good. Hold on, this has been really good. I'm not quite sure what it is. I Google imaged it and it said Galera, no I can't remember, began with G anyway, and we use Premier Seeds Direct mostly for seeds, so I put the name that these came up as in the seed thing, but they looked more like this one, which I wouldn't be against growing more of this, because this has been amazing too, but I just kind of like that low growing one. So if you know what that is and where I can get some seeds, then let me know. It's probably a variation of the same thing. And this plant was a present from Bob and Court. It's like a bedding plant, and I had that cosmos in here, but I had to take the cosmos out. But this has just been flowering and flowering and flowering. So I want to get some of these seeds as well, so that I can grow more of these, because they've been really pretty. I'm going to do a bit of work on this bed. We're going to try and work on this over winter, getting the soil better, so that we can plant better things in here next year. So I'm just going to deadhead and cut back things ready, but I'm going to put my gloves on because my hands are still sore. I've been putting loads of cream. Recently I've been using Sudocrem, and that seems to be working better than the other stuff that the pharmacist recommended, so I'm sticking with that every night, but it's not going away. It's annoying. I've come inside for a rest. I've been digging up and pulling, and I'm covered in like stings and scratches from thistles and nettles and stuff, so I thought I'd have a rest for a few minutes. Let me just quickly change my glasses. That's better, I can see better with these. Right, I've picked out some stuff. It's a random mixture as usual, but I think you'll like some of it, so let's get started. I got this cute little fruit bowl, this majolica type pottery. Can you see it's like that basket style underneath? So you've got a banana, a pear and an apple in there. I thought that was a cute little thing. It's not marked, so I don't know who it's by. Could be like that Portuguese, what's it called, Bordalo Pinheiro or whatever, but I don't know for sure. Isn't that cool? Cute little thing. So that's the first thing. This is nice. It's like a little trivet with a tile in it with a wood surround. So you can use it as a trivet coaster for your cup of tea or whatever. But it's also got a hanging thing, so you can hang it on the wall if you want to. It's got a little sticker that says made in Mexico. So it's nice to know where these things are made, isn't it? Isn't that lovely? Thought that was really nice. So there's that. Cute little bag. I have no idea if this is old or not. Look, let's have a look close up. You see? And it's sort of velvety. Let's open it up. Oh, got caught on there. Hang on, it's tied up. Bear with. It just had a little bit of cord holding the, this was tied up. So it's got a long handle, sort of black velvety with this gold brocade sort of design on it. Doesn't look like it's ever been used. It might be new, I don't know. It says 100% viscose in various languages, but not English, so I don't know. It's got little sections in it, like that. Little pocket there, two little pockets there. Isn't that cute for a little evening bag? You going on a cruise, or you go out to balls. I'm trying to think where you'd go, where you'd use something like that. Know where I go. That's for sure. Anyway, so there's that. Oh, for my fellow menopausal ladies, love. But look, it's got herons on it. You see? Do you like that? And it comes in its own little box. So that is the next item. So that's 4 items. Candlestick. Can't have a haul video without a candlestick. Isn't that lovely? Like stoneware. Looks Scandi. It is signed underneath, like handwritten, inscribed there. I can't quite make out what it says. So I'm thinking Dutch, or it looks like AA something, maybe S, HILD, H or M, AEN. Not sure. I will have to do some Google if I can find anything. But isn't that lovely? I do like a bit of Scandi, if that's what it is. Blue and white always makes me think Scandi. Next bit of pottery. Ta-da! Isn't that lovely? Look at it. Beauty. And that, served in Mexico, 1996. So it's classed as vintage. But isn't that gorgeous? Sort of blue and pink on this stoneware vase. Beautiful. There's that one. Oh, a book. A little bit dusty, but one of my favourite books, Pride and Prejudice. I did actually think of sort of keeping this for myself, but the only like hardback version of a classic that I've got is Pride and Prejudice. There's no point having 2 copies of the same book, is there? So I really liked this with the peacock on the top, and it's down the spine. Now it is a bit damaged. Look, can you see there on the top there? It's not perfect. A bit dusty on the spine. You see? But it's not bad inside. Look. But yeah, isn't that lovely? Pride and Prejudice, classic book. Right, let's have a look at these tea towel-y things. So we've got this round one. Tetley's tea bags, 100% cotton, made in England. Do you think it's a tablecloth? It has got little marks. It's not perfect, but isn't that unusual? So there's that one. And then, oh, I've just chucked it behind the desk. I'm going to have to come fish it out in a minute. Another one. Tetley's tea bags. All cotton, made in Britain. Again, it's got little marks, but isn't that fab? I like having like a vintage tablecloth. Can you see there's a little mark there? Tablecloths, I use them all the time. Ones that I've got, when my dad passed away and we had to clear out his house, I kept a lot of his tea towels because he had tea towels from places that we used to live and things like that. So I just kept them because then you're using them all the time and they're like memories, aren't they? And then there's this one. Now, I don't know what that says in the middle, but isn't it lovely design? Let's have a look. Salzburger Nockerl. I don't know what a Nockerl is. 4 egg yolks, 3 packets vanilla sugar, Zitronenschale, lemon rind, egg whites, salt, and that's as far as I get. So yeah, but yeah, I love this along the bottom. Isn't that cool? So there we go, if you like a bit of a German tea towel. Right, when we auction, I got a load of stoneware pots, which I haven't sorted through, but I also got a few glass bottles, and I just saved these 3 to put on my website because I think they are so cool. So they're these. Aren't they gorgeous? This sort of amber glass with the ribbed front, and then it's not ribbed at the back, it's plain on the back with the little stoppers. Isn't that lovely? They looked lovely together as a little display. And I wonder what would have been in them, and I wonder how old they are. That says 2DR, whatever that means. That doesn't say anything. Well, it just says 1/2. Can you see that? No, you can't see that. There. Yeah, no idea. But lovely. So there's those 3. And then these 2 pictures. I showed you them briefly with the fairies. Now, how can I do this without getting the shine? There we go. This one, Fairy Glen, Unicorn Fairy by David Weston. It's a limited edition. It's 58 of 100 from 1994. Limited edition photographic print. Avoid handing in direct, I think that means hanging rather than handing, in direct sunlight. So there's that one. And then this one. And this one is called The Wishing Well. And this one is number 628 of 950 from 1994. Now, the only thing is with the frames, okay, so this is this one, The Wishing Well. The back, it's got a string, but it's obviously had one of the ones, you know, where you can stand it up, and then that's been pulled off. So there's the remnants of that. And I don't want to pull it off because it's not screwed on, it's obviously glued on. So I will leave that on like that. But yeah, there's that one. And the other one still has this. They've obviously taped it shut at some point, but it's got the string for hanging. So that's that. So there's those 2. And then finally, possibly one of my favourite pickups of the day. Look at him. Isn't he cool? I love it. So very mid-century. Wood and faux leather sort of decoration with this, I don't know, what do you call this hair? I mean, it's fab, isn't it? And look at his little teeth. Anyway, he's functional as well as very good looking because he's a corkscrew. Completely mad, but adorable, don't you think? Oh, what's that way around? Isn't he lovely? His little tail, look. God, I love it. Right, I hope you love those things as much as me. I forgot to show you a few things. Excuse the state of me. I'm all right scruff today. Because usually I'm so stylish. Anyway, I forgot to show you this. I got this at the car boot this morning. It's lovely. It's like a tapestry type. I don't know what you call this. You know what I mean. Anyway, beautiful colours. She says it's feather filled. Isn't that gorgeous? Thought I'd show that off because I haven't shown you that. Oh no, that's precariously balanced. Put that there. And then I bought a couple of other things to show you, to offer to you, see whether you're interested. A couple of necklaces, something totally out of my comfort zone. I'm trying to, when I go to the car boot, oh, I didn't say, when we went to the car boot this morning, the paths are all shell, and they'd obviously topped up with refreshed the shell to keep the paths going. And the smell was so fishy. It was like, got there and it was like, oh, it's a bit fishy. Anyway, I'll get back to the point I was trying to make. I'm trying to look at different things so that I don't always pick up the same china and pottery, and do you know what I mean? Just kind of mix it up a bit. So I thought I would look at a little bit of jewellery, and these were just a couple of things that I thought were quite nice. But, you know, see what you think. So I'll keep this one on here for a minute and I'll show you the other one. So there's this one. Maybe if I put something behind it. Here we go. Can you see? It's all little shells, little pieces of shell together with beads. I just thought that was so nice. So if you're like on holiday, that would look so nice. And it's neutral colours. So, and then the clasp is like that. So it's a big bit of shell to go through a hoop at the top there. Isn't that lovely? So yeah, if you're interested, there's that one. And then this one is a really long, really long, like that. So you can just fold it over and put it over your head. And they're tiny little beads. There is a clasp like this. They're tiny little beads. Can you see them? And they've got a little bead in between. And I think the beads they felt cold. So I think there's some sort of stone or agate or something, although they're very regular in shape. So I don't know how they would mould, you know, get each one into the shape like that, but feels really nice. Again, lovely neutral colours. So if you're interested in this one, then let me know. That is all of the stuff that I'm going to show you today, for definite. I know I said I'd shown you everything, but I forgot something. I bought this. I actually paid up for this. It's like a terracotta pot. We think it's a strawberry pot, but look how detailed it is. It's got some big chips in it. Obviously, I'm going to be selling this at the antique centre, but isn't that lovely? Yeah, couldn't resist that. Let me put that down carefully. Thank yous. I've got to say thank you to Jilly, Sharon, Claudette, Tina, and Kirsten, my namesake, and also to Susan, who used my Avon link. There's a link in my description box which takes you to Avon. You order as normal, and it just means that I get a tiny bit of commission. Doesn't cost you any extra. It's just a win-win. So thank you. Yeah, there is all the things that I'm going to show you today. I'm going to say sign off because I'm tired. Eddie's dragged Darren in from the garden. He's followed him round with his big doe eyes, going, "Come on, Dad, we need to go inside." So Darren's going to go and lie on the sofa with the dogs. So I think we're going to go and watch something, either on YouTube or... Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. Found a new YouTube channel that I really love, and it's called The Cottagers. I'll put a link in the description box. It's this couple that have bought a dilapidated cottage in Wales, and they're doing it up. I don't know how long the channel's been going, but we've started at the beginning like we did with Jude. And just, yeah, really good channel again, so I'd recommend. And then also on TikTok, I was just scrolling yesterday, and I don't know how many of you have been like resellers for a long time or watched resellers, but years and years ago, I used to watch somebody called Cora, a Mini Millionaire, and I just saw her face come up. She looks exactly the same as she did. So yeah, I found her on TikTok, which was really interesting. I'll try and remember what her name is. I don't know if I could put a link to TikTok. I don't know. Don't understand the technologies of it, but I will put the name of her TikTok page, there you go, down there, so you can have a look if you remember Cora from back in the day, early days of reselling for me. Tomorrow, Darren doesn't want to go to a car boot tomorrow. He said, no, I just want to have a day off, because the last week or so has been full on. So he doesn't want to go, and Darren found it. He sent me the link. There is a vintage fair somewhere around here. So I thought I might have a little trip out to that tomorrow instead of going to the car boot. I mean, I'm probably not going to be able to buy stuff to resell because they are traders like me, but it'd just be interesting to see, and also putting the feelers out there and all that sort of thing. So yeah, that'd be interesting. And it's a bit of a later start. If I want to go to the car boot, it's an early start again, whereas I think the vintage fair starts at 9 or something civilized. So yeah, that'd be good. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If you could leave me a thumbs up and a positive comment, it really does help in the algorithms. Somebody gave me a hype on my last video. I don't even know what that is, but if you want to do that too, feel free. There's links to all my social media and website and everything in the description box below. Also linked to Darren's channel so you can see more of Darren and the dogs. It's not a band. It's just my Darren's channel is called Darren and Kirsten's Garden Adventures, and you will see more of Darren and what he gets up to in the garden with the dogs in tow. I just thought I'd clear that up because Julie seemed to think that there was some sort of band and that she was going to miss out on their singing, but there's no singing involved. Right, thank you so much. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon.